What is going on? Oh, wow. What is going on, everybody? Tacked Up Airsoft back with another exciting video. I have finalized my move and got everything set up, so I think it's time to do an updated collection tour of what made it with me to the new apartment, and yeah, give a little overview of the guns that I thought to keep and the guns you'll be seeing some gameplay of for the foreseeable future. So yeah, let's get on with that. As a disclaimer, YouTube, these are all airsoft replicas. We have the mag takes BBs, not real bullets. Boop, and there's a battery in the back. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the first. We have my Tokyo Marui Recoil Shock Scar H. This has been upgraded by Eagle 6. They are not a sponsor of the video, but a great site if you're looking to upgrade your Tokyo Marui airsoft guns. So let's do a grand thumb always love and start from tip to butt and go over this replica. So first of all, let's look at the inside of it. Internally, we are sporting a Gate Titan NGRS so that we still have the functional bolt system. Nice tactical gun right here. Then moving further to the gear set, we kept the stock Tokyo Marui gears, didn't feel a need to change those, but besides that, there's not really much Tokyo Marui left in this recoil shock. That was my cat in the background, don't know if you heard her, but yes. We then move on to the gear set. Standard Tokyo Marui gears. Then the piston and piston head are both Prometheus, air nozzle Prometheus. Then the barrel is a 6.03 Type bore inner barrel by, I think it's Laylax that makes it. R-hopped it and threw in an R-hop bucking. Then the motor, it is a 25K motor. The trigger is a Laylax flat trigger. And then yeah, moving on externally, we have the PTS M-Lock rail system with a BCM grip, a flashlight that I found on Amazon. It gets the job done. This OGL replica found on AliExpress, and then a Elcan Spectre on the top with an RMR above it. Not really much else to say about it. I do love the Elcan. It's very easy to use. We flip this way, this little button here, push this down, rotate it forward, and you're at 4x zoom. Push it back, you're back to 1x zoom. Once again, don't know if the camera will pick this up, but you see the little dot there. Boop, rotate it, the dot gets larger a little bit. But yeah, that's it for this one. Definitely love this gun. It is a moderately heavy replica, but I do love my realism. And I have these mags. If you undo this little screw here, you can pull this plate off, pull the mag out, and switch it from 90 rounds to 20. So I'll be running these with 20, and maybe we'll make a video on some realism in airsoft. But that is the Scar. Let's move on to the next gun. Next on the list is the big boy right here. Let's get this mag out. Again, airsoft, not a real mag. Shoots little BBs. But we have the H&K M110 A1. I gotta back up to get this all in frame here. Last time you saw it, I'll link the video up here, it was still an AEG, but since then I have HPA'd it. This was a fun project because it was definitely a Frankenstein build. I had an HPA unit and it was a Polar Star jack and a replica I wasn't using, I think it was an LMG. And I took out the jack and I threw it in here, but in the process I realized that the trigger board for the LMG is different because it's an LMG. So then I was shuffling around my box of parts to find a board that works for this, and I thought, maybe the Gate 2 Bluetooth will work in this with a jack. So I had the Gate Titan 2 from my Polar Star, not Polar Star, but Gate Pulsar build that fell apart. So I took that apart, took out the Gate Titan board, threw that in here, and then realized that the wiring harnesses were different. So I finagled the wiring harness off the jack, threw it onto the gate, got all that set up in here, and boom, we made this an HPA with a Gate 2 trigger board and a Polar Star jack, and it shoots like a dream. But it was having some air seal issues, so then, let's see if you can see this, decided to throw a max HopUp unit in it. There we go. But if any of you decide to open this up, you'll notice that it has a special, we'll show that off too. It has a special system here, this black thing right here, that pushes the HopUp unit back a little bit because it is a standard version 2 gearbox, but this is a DMR that uses 308 mags. And if you notice on the mags, right there, it's in the standard position for a normal M4 mid cap. How'd they do it? This little black thing here. But that creates an issue because most HopUp units do not fit in that. So I had to take a Dremel, widen it a little bit, and then increase the depth to get this, what's it called, max HopUp unit to fit in it. But once all that was out of the way, I got it sitting flush with the gearbox, and now it shoots like a dream. Almost too good. I'm getting like 1.5 joules at only 40 to 50 psi. The air seal is amazing in this. So I normally run this with a secondary that I also have HPA tab, and it creates a little bit of an issue because to get the PSI down to field level, it's not giving enough air for my HPA tab pistol to shoot extremely far. So with this setup, that pistol has now been deemed strictly CQB. But let's go over this. As I said, internally we have a Polar Star jack, Gate Titan 2 trigger board. Then we have an upgraded Prometheus 6.01, I think, type port inner barrel, Maple Leaf, Mr. Hop bucking, and the Polar Star, not Polar Star, max HopUp unit with the flat hop nub. With all that out of the way, externally, this has been Guccified to the max. We have the Angry Customs M110A1 tracer unit suppressor. This is accurate to the real-life military variant, and I wanted it for this build. Then I added some rail scales on the side for that grip. On the scope, this is very special. I don't know if you can see that right there. We have the Antimatter Industries scope switch. Don't think I'm made of money. I did not actually get an antimatter scope switch for an airsoft gun, but if you've been scouring the internet, you know where to find them. So we have the scope switch, allows me to zoom with just my finger. On the side here, if I take this off, we have my RMR. It is a Trigicon knockoff, but it gets the job done, and that's all I'm looking for. Then for those long zoom sniper gameplays, we have the Run Cam Scope Cam 2 for all of our viewing pleasures, and then a bipod on the front here. One more time, a little image of this. Forgot to mention the trigger. This is hands down my favorite trigger on the market. This is the Gate, dang, I forgot. It is a Gate trigger, quantum trigger. It's a Gate quantum trigger. It is a flat facing trigger, works super well, and the adjustments, let's see if we can get this in frame. There we go. That grub screw right there is one point of adjustment, and the other is actually inside the gearbox So when installing this trigger, make sure to use Loctite when you get the adjustment in the gearbox right, so that you know it won't come undone and you have to take the whole gun apart to fix it, but it's more reliable that way. And then the second point of adjustment is right here. So have it extremely short pulled, and I have this semi-locked. There's no battery in it right now, but just like the real deal, safe, semi, and it can go to full, but there is no full auto because I want this strictly to be a DMR setup. With all that out of the way, on with the next one. Next up, we have a find on HopUp. Let's get this magazine out to show that it shoots airsoft BBs. Boom, and there's the battery connect. But with all that out of the way, this is the Sig MPX. Love this gun. It was a find on HopUp. A little sad story. Some circumstances happened and the guy had to sell his collection, but I assured him that it is in good hands with me and I will love to use this airsoft gun. So let's start tip to butt. We have a EMG suppressor in black that goes inside the handguard with these two barrel extensions. I'm all out of words today. With these two barrel extensions to push the suppressor, let it regress inside the handguard. Then out here we have these Magpul angled grips M-lock go there. Then up to the top we have the flashlight from Amazon. I love this one just because it is M-lock, and the pressure switch is also really nice. It's linked in the description if you want this. I'll vouch for it. I think for airsoft purposes, this flashlight is one of the best. Gives you a lot of options. Other side, we have our QD point because of the Magpul sling. Whoop, let's get this here. It is quick detach from itself to go from a 1-point sling to a 2-point sling. Absolutely love this sling. Moving back a little further, we have the Terran Tactical flared magwell for those crispy reloads. Get that out. Kind of hard to miss when you have all this leeway. You can hit it here. It all just goes in. That's what she said. Moving to the top, because this is wired to the handguard, and I hate when guns are wired to the handguard, I put on a Titan powered battery box to get all of my gameplays in without having to recharge the battery. Lasts so long. And we went with the Real Steel Sig Romeo 5 right here. Thought it fit the build to have the Sig optic on the Sig gun. Moving back, we have the visor stock. One problem I ran into with this was when shooting it normally with just glasses on, I can get the sight picture really well. But once I throw my mask, glasses, helmet on, my head then rises up off of it and I can't see anything. So I whopped in the visor stock so that I can get my head way down in here and still shoulder it while still seeing the sight picture. So love this stock. Super heavy, this one, so it kind of balances it out. Let's see, the balance point then moves from the front ish definitely to the back. If I hold it here, it gets a little more back balance, so makes shouldering the weapon way comfortable. No more stress on my front hand, and I can hold this for extended periods of times. It also folds to the side if you want to deploy it. Oh, let's see, it's a little stiff because I just got it. It folds to the side. Oh, and stays there for those vehicle deployments. And if you're not like me and stupid, then you'll get it first try. Then you just pull up. Whoop. It's a little stiff, but that allows for no play in the stock. Whoop. And it's easily manipulable with one hand. think that's it. Internally, I have no clue what's going on internally because I got off a HopUp. All I know is that they listed that there's a Gate Titan in here, so Gate Titan's in there. HopUp is stock. My one complaint is, I don't know if you can see that, but there is so little room. I can't even get my finger in there to adjust the HopUp. You need some sort of tool or stick to get to the HopUp, which is a little bit of a complaint. Can't easily adjust my HopUp on the fly, and I always love changing it to go for different distances. But then yeah, besides that, there's a 6.03 Type 4 in a barrel from Prometheus because I love those, and a true hot bucking in this time because that's all that I had left. That is the MPX. And let's get on with the next gun. If you are a longtime viewer of the channel, you have probably seen this gun in action before. This is the Arcturus PP19 PTS with the Zev furnishing Airsoft. This was one of the limited edition, one of 500 replicas out there because it's the PE version with the Pernin MOSFET. Absolutely love this gun. As you know, I don't have any AKs in my collection, so sadly this is the closest you will all get until Arcturus makes this as an AK. That would be the AK that I buy. So if you want to see it, everyone start badgering Arcturus, say, hey, make that as an AK. I will pay just as much money for it. Let's remove this tag. But yes, this is my favorite looking replica out of them all. We have a not mock, it's a working but not terribly good PEQ box on the top. I normally have the actual AK PEQ box there, but I've subbed it out because I want to put that on a different replica that I'm trying out. But yeah, that we have the nice silver can that I wish was a tracer unit, and I hope they release this as a tracer unit because that just completes the build. But for now, it is just here for show. Over the side, we have our pressure switch for our flashlight. This is a mock Surefire flashlight, not an actual one, but as always, it gets the job done. Moving back, we have this knockoff R5 T1 red dot. You know, it's good. I don't really use it with this build because it's so indoors. I normally just look to see where the BBs are going and hit the targets that way. And then yeah, that's all that I put on externally. Internally, this is completely stock with the Pyram something. You know what I'm talking about. It's the MOSFET edition, so all the upgrades are stock with that MOSFET. Nice Zev furnishing stock. M-lock, the Russian M-lock guard there, and the grip. Everything else came with the gun. The flared mag well. My one complaint, Arcturus, you have these pins here on the inside, these grub screws that go into the mag well to hold this in place, but there are no screw holes for it to go into, so it's just friction on there and it slides off. I knew I was going to keep mine on, so I just glued it onto the lower receiver. But yeah, these mid caps are the Arcturus ones. They switch between 130 rounds. Flared mag well for those easy reloads. I can do this. I can do this all day. Let's see. No, look. Boom. Muscle memory. Boom. Big chunky charging handle to access the rotary HopUp right there. That's why I love Arcturus AKs. The rotary HopUp and the hinged dust cover. Let me push this down. Are what make Arcturus for me. I've definitely failed multiple times when some new players ask, hey man, I can't get my dust cover back on my AK. I'm like, here, give it to me. I can't get it on either. So these hinge dust covers makes it so easy to throw your battery in, click it down, boom. One thing about this stock, if you are getting this AK and you fold over the stock, let's see, I'm pretty sure there's a button on this one. There is no button. Oh yeah, button's over here. Push the button in to fold the stock. Stock clicks down. Boom, there you go, fold the stock. Know that this isn't, it doesn't stay in all the way. So you might think this is a friction stock and you just grip it and rip it. Do not. I broke mine day one, had to send it back into Amped Airsoft. Bless them, because they, the broken stock wasn't covered under warranty, but they fixed it for me for free because so many people have been breaking it that way. This is one where you have to lift up and then go over. Boom. But yeah. Looks wise, this is my favorite replica in my collection, and I wish to be using it more. I actually lost all but this one mag in my move, so until I get some extra chump change and can buy some new mags, I only have this one mag. So this one is gonna have to wait a little bit longer, but definitely want to do a Tarkov Russian inspired loadout with this, because this looks straight out of the video game. With all that, onward to the next one. Now we are jumping into OG territory. Comment in the description if you remember this gun right here. This was one of the first guns I showed off on the channel, one of the first airsoft guns that I owned in this new day and age. A little bit about myself, I started airsoft way back in middle school and high school, took a break during college, then came back a couple years after college and started playing again. And then by that time, everything I had was out of date, so I had to buy new stuff. And yeah, this was the first replica I got. First replica I upgraded successfully. And yeah, once again, airsoft. This is the KWA TK45. Love this because of the electric recoil. It kicks way harder than the Tokyo Maru that I have. You really feel this one, and I need to use this more often. You might think it looks like the Vector. I've been getting that a lot. It looks like a Vector clone, but man, I have a Crytek Chris Vector and I have this, and I would choose this over the Vector any day. Bone stock. Right now it's upgraded. It has a gate tighten inside of it, 13-to-1 gears, a max flat trigger. I think the motor was upgraded to a 25K motor, and the barrel I upgraded to a Prometheus 6.03 Type Warner barrel with a Maple Leaf Mr. Hop bucking. All that, even still, you know, it's on par with the upgrades of the recoil shock, but this one, for one, so light. I can manipulate this with one hand, day in, day out. Boom, bam, bam, bam. Other hand. I get no fatigue when using this replica. The reloads, it has a little spring inside the ejection port, so shoots right out. Put it in, shoots right out, new mag, boom. One more time, boom. Just for the fun of it, we'll do it again. This thing is so good. Magic trick. Where did Matt go? Oh. That's what I get for showing off. But yeah, nothing too much on this one because all of my attachments... Where did my... Oh, I know where my attachments are. Okay, we'll get to that gun later. But yeah, most of my attachments are on a different replica right now. But we do have the BCM angle grip, a Ace Tech Bifrost tracer unit, and that is it right now for this. A lot of my stuff is quick detached, so whenever I want to use this, I'll just throw it off of what I have it on onto this. But I hope to be returning and getting new gameplay with this because, you know, I feel as though I'm a better airsoft player now, and the field I'm playing at is way fun, good for CQB environments, and I think I can get some really nice gameplay with this. But one last look. We have the dust cover that goes back. Weird thing with KWA, it doesn't lock back innately. You have to lift up on the release and then it stays. Then you can adjust your rotary hop-up unit right there, forward. Note to self, this is not a standard hop-up unit. So if you're looking to upgrade it, stick with just the bucking and the barrel. Don't touch the hop-up unit. Not that you have to. This thing is pretty nice. Audible clicks in place, very micro clicks. You can make really small adjustments to the hop when you need it. And I think it's fine. Nub's fine, bucking's fine. But if you want to, just replace those. But yeah, this is the KWA TK45 and onwards with the next replica. Moving on to another one you have probably seen a lot of if you have been a long-time viewer of this channel. This is my HPA 416. I love the 416, 417 platforms. This one has gone through so many iterations. Let's get this sling out of the way. And this is the newest iteration right here. Let's see. Day one, it started off as an AEG. I don't know if I got any gameplay of that, but then since then, the first gameplay you saw of it was probably with the Polar Star Jack in it. Did a few games with that, then got a little bit of money under my belt and upgraded it to an F2. And since then, you've seen it with an F2. You've probably seen it with the riser and magnifier, but now I have opted to, because I have the M110, focus this one on a short range to medium range engagement type of build. So we have, let's start, EMG suppressor, Olight Javelot, the big boy. This thing is stupid powerful. You can see it kind of lighten up my, oh yeah, you can really see it lighten up the entire window, even though the window's already lit up. But has nasty range on this. Then we have the Magpul angled grip there. Moving back, we have this. I have no clue where I got this from. I think it was in a box, not a box, but like some clothing that I got. But I use it to hold down the Olight pressure switch and cables. Switched out the rail to a Angry Customs M-Lock 416 rail. Then moving back, we have this Mach Geisley riser here that holds my Mach EOTech and my D-Ball 4 or D-Ball A2. Moving down, we have our EPM mags. This one isn't snugly because these don't like to fit on the VFC body. Another fact, if you are going to be a VFC owner, get ready to duct tape your mags because most mags are way too thin for the VFC body, and vice versa. Most VFC mags are bigger for normal M4 bodies. So electrical tape is your best friend. Got some EPM ones in here, Airsoft. Moving on to the back, we have swapped out the stock recently for the G&G stock. Because it's HPA, I don't need a big stock with a lot of battery space, so I decided to give that stock to another build and put this smaller G&G stock. Nice butt pad on it, very hard and comfortable. Nice with the shouldering, get it really in there. Can switch pretty easily. My monitor is getting abused right now. Then this was my first HPA build, so I really Guccified everything. We have the F2, we have the amped IGL, we have a max trigger, and for the first HPA build, when I first took it apart to put the jack in there, the selector switch did not work, but now we have a functioning selector switch. Actually no, because this is semi and this is full auto, so it switches. It just has no safety anymore because of the max trigger. But this is my dedicated milsim build. Few reasons why I want it to be a Milsim build. One, the military actually uses the 416, just not in this setup. But also, I want something that is competitive, so HPA, and then that uses M4 mags because I have EPMs 4 days. I can carry so much ammo. I normally rock this with 3 in the front, 1 on the side, 1 underneath, 3 in the back, and let's see, 3, 6, 8 mags, 850 round, but these are 230. So I have over 1,000+ rounds of ammunition on me if they don't limit it. So I'm good for days. One more look at this. Boom. Boom. Notice that this isn't too well for my offhand because of the O light, but I can still get under there. Boom. Switch this way. Switch this way. Onward to the next one. Moving on, we have, you might have seen me use this once, but this is my girlfriend's build. I built this for her when she started getting seriously into airsoft. She wanted something lightweight, and she also enjoyed HPA when she used mine. So I, for like a little intermediate birthday gift, built her this. This is a PTS Zev Core AEG with a EOTech on the top, O light on the side. She does not like this flashlight, so I'll be switching this out. And my limited edition Lancer Tactical Ace Tech Bifrost Trace unit that just completes the build with that anodized look. Then, just for the memes, she is not a speed softer. She cannot feather the trigger, and it still has a spring in there, so it's kind of hard to feather like that anyways. But we have the Reaper scythe, yeah, the scythe setup. So we have the scythe trigger guard, boom, and a Polar Star jack inside internally. This was a fun build. I literally was manic one night and just thought, you know what, let's make an HPA build real quick, and I put this together. I had to just do a little bit of dremeling voice crack. Had to do a little bit of dremeling on the gun. Down here was the most of it. There we go. Yeah, down here was the most of it to get the trigger to fit. Then on the inside, we actually have a little bit of a spacer right there to get the nozzle lined up with the HopUp unit and bucking. Inside we have the max HopUp unit and a nice snap there. But yeah, not too much to say about it. This was like my 4th or 5th HPA build at this point, so it was kind of like clockwork. We have the amp grip line there, and we have a Konosuba charm. She loves this charm, but she's actually never watched the show, so let's get her to watch Konosuba sometime. Yeah, not too much to say about this. She loves this build. She's always using it. This is the only gun she uses, and I'm proud of this build. I'm glad that I was able to make something that someone else was able to enjoy. So this is why this will be near and dear to me, and because it's the only gun she uses, I'll always be keeping it with us in the stock. Yeah, onward to the last one, and then we'll call it a day. Didn't really mean to say last one, kind of last two, but yeah, here we go. This is where the furnishing for the TK45 went. We have my GMG SMC9. This is a grip it and rip it type of gun, so hold it over, holds with magnets, and you just grip it, rip it, and it's a quick deploy. We have a actual hollow sun on the top here with a little riser mount. We have this Pulse HPA adapter for the SMC9. I like this because it angles the mags towards you, so I definitely enjoyed that. Really helps when shouldering it. It doesn't look too out of place with this instead of having the mag straight down. So this kind of looks like it's meant to look this way. It makes it more future space age-y. And yeah, I have my little EPM1 S's in here for rounds. And then on the front, we have the G&G tracer unit, the MF106T. G&G, man, I love your company. I love it so much. I want you to sponsor me because I love your products. But wait, let's get that. There we go. But your naming schemes are so hard. I cannot remember all the numbers and acronyms you have. But yeah, I actually have two of these. I have this as a pistol and this. So the black part I switched out to make it a black lower with a tan upper on the pistol. And for this, I have a black upper, tan lower, then tan sight. I try and do little, like, you know, color schemes with my stuff. But yeah, we threw on some backup iron sights. This one right here in the front is an ICS iron sight I had left. This one in the back is the KWA iron sight I had. Not too much to say about this, but I love it, and it is my secondary when I use my sniper build. So I normally have this folded up and over me like this to the side. Like that. Have the sniper on top. When I need to switch, I just take the HPA line off that, plug it into here, ditch the sniper, quick to play this one out, and then bam, we are able to go. And I have my close range support and my long range support. And if I didn't want to use this, I could always just ditch this for the day. Come on. This mag release is cool, but it's hard to do at different angles. Oh yeah, I really got this in there, so we'll keep it that way. But I can always ditch this and use a standard mag instead. And for a little bonus, we'll show off this, my P320 M17. Oh, there we go. My P320 M17. This is my secondary of choice. I love this gun. I switched out the barrel. Let's see if we takes apart super easily. Like anyone can do it. Boom. There we go. And then pull this part out. Take this part out. Only thing is you got to take off this thread. Boom, there. Just like that. We got it all taken together. Killer Innovations. This barrel right here, aluminum, super light. It literally dropped the weight of this in like half. Got that there. Then if we press this out, we have the trigger grouping that has the Prometheus flat facing trigger right there. And yeah, just the platform in general is, to me, ingenious. Like, what other pistol can you take apart that quickly? So I love it. Putting it back together is super easy too. Line up that with there. I'm gonna say that and then come across some issues now. Boom, click that in place. Put your this back in place. With the barrel, I'm gonna take this, slide that in there, push that back. This, line it up in here. This is your HopUp adjustment there. Put that there. Take it all, slide it on, put it back. Then you're going to, there we go. Pull this back, slide this forward, back in place. And I messed something up. No. Oh, I'm not dumb. Well, I am dumb. Look what happened. I put the safety on, so it doesn't. There we go. Then we screw this back on. Boom. My P320, love this. Have the Sig Air RMR on top there. And I have something really cool coming in for this, hopefully sometime in the next few weeks. So there you have it. That is my 2023 Airsoft collection that I have with me, my active rotation. If you enjoyed what you see there, please leave a comment on which replica you want to see me use in the future, and hopefully I can get that gameplay for you. We are on a race to get to 1,000 subscribers by December, and we'll be giving away a Tokyo Marui Recoil Shock Scar H that has been upgraded by Eagle 6 and spray painted by yours truly. To do that, like, share, subscribe. Once we get to 1,000, I'll be posting more details about the giveaway. But for now, let's get there. And if you have any problems with the video, let me know in the description and I'll try my best to fix them to get you back here and all that. But yeah, as always, stay safe, have fun, play airsoft, and this is TactOp signing out.